All right, we're live.
Hey, Denali.
Hi, Lori. Well, everyone, thank you for joining us. Hopefully you know who I am because you're on my channel, but I'm Denali, DUCHO Thrift, and I'm joined today by my good friend, Lori Tata. Thank you so much for being with me, Lori.
Thanks for having me. This is like such a nice morning, early morning for you, but
yeah, Lori and I were
me.
just talking about how I woke up from my own live, but so it's 8 a.m. on the West Coast, which, you know, to be honest, most normal human beings are up at 8 a.m. I think I'm just
I think you're under quarantine and we're all, I don't think I woke up till like 7:30, quarter of 8. And I did not look as cute as you at 8 a.m.
Oh, well, you're so kind. I mean, I did brush my teeth and I washed my face, but that's about the extent of it. So
good. That's great.
You've got some nice natural light. Do you have like a bunch of windows?
No, it's all false. It's my little ring light, my $20 ring light, and I thrifted this Pottery Barn light that's kind of like a gooseneck. And then I have my big computer over here. I have one window here, but I don't have any overhead lighting in my bedroom. So it's super dark. And this is like the backside of my house. So it's all artificial.
Oh my gosh, it all looks natural. I would have had no idea. Wow. Okay. Well, good to know.
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah. Good morning to everybody in the chat. Hi. Oh, see, look, there's a West Coaster. Good morning from Vancouver, Washington. So,
impressive. You know. Yeah. I was a little sad that I couldn't drink cocktails for our chat.
I know. Well, you know,
there could be some Baileys.
Right. Exactly. I don't know what's in that mug. You say it's coffee.
I'm not telling.
All right. So, okay. Funny thing, you know, I was just telling, so I just told Lori that, sorry. Oh no. Yeah. Is Rafaela here?
Queen.
I know, it's our friend. So I was just telling Lori that last night, because I'm eternally running behind, and I had messaged her that I was going to send her the link for this chat late last night. And I inappropriately texted you way too late, which I felt bad about. But anyway,
never inappropriate. No, my phone actually silences after 9 o'clock. So like I don't get notifications. You can text me.
Okay, good. Because I was like, wow, I should not have sent that. That was too late. But
I don't have boundaries, really.
So she texted me back at, Lori's on the East Coast. So she texted me back at 4 a.m., which is 1 a.m. my time. And I told Lori, I go, I didn't want to startle you, but I was awake and received your text. I didn't want to text back and be like, great. Because I felt like, I mean, that probably would have been like, what the, you know what I mean? Like a little bit.
I actually feel like it would make more sense to be up at 1 than the 4. Like I was like freakishly, like I fell asleep at 10 p.m., which I haven't done in forever. I've been, my kids are up to like 2 a.m. every night. It's just ridiculous. Yeah. Jay goes to bed early. So I typically am like a midnight girl. Like I watch a little bit of Jimmy Kimmel and then I go to bed. Lately during quarantine, but I passed out at 10. It was like just a crazy day here and I fell asleep early, but then of course I was up and couldn't get back to sleep.
So I want to talk about your crazy day, but the quick thing I was going to add in before I had fallen asleep last night, I went on to Facebook. Anyways, I went on to Facebook and I was in the Facebook market. Was I in Facebook Marketplace? No, I saw in the group section that I'm in. I was just scrolling in the group section and I thought of you because I saw somebody local to me had a picture of 5 new in-box American Girl dolls.
What were they asking?
Nothing. She wanted to gift them to 5 different families who like needed, you know, maybe I don't know if they had to be less fortunate or it was just like, you know, they needed entertainment during this time.
That is the sweetest thing
I know.
I was
like, oh my gosh, American Girl. You know, I'm like eternally gonna
filming my video before I hopped on. That's what I was doing.
Before American Girl video?
Yeah, which typically I do my videos. I've been doing them on Wednesday and Friday, and I dislike a schedule so much. Like I'm really trying to like it, but I feel like it's been stifling my creativity. I feel like it's like it looms over me like, oh my gosh, it's Wednesday. I have to get it out. But we had this today, so I'm giving myself permission to put that video out tomorrow. So that'll go out tomorrow.
Oh, fabulous. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Well then, see, there we go. I gave you like a little excuse card. Sorry, guys.
Thank you.
Wait, so how did the video go?
Right now, I think I'm at like 35 minutes and I have about 3 hours more to talk about. So I just have to call it a day at some point. So I think in this video, it's just going to be focusing on the historical dolls with like a few selling tips, but really it's the tip of the iceberg. And so I kind of just want to get a feel if people are remotely interested. So I touched on some stuff and then we'll go from there. Or realistically, maybe 45 minutes. I'll probably edit a bit more, which is very long, but then, you know, I have long videos. Anyway.
I mean, it could be a series is the truth of it.
Yes. And I have that in the back of my mind if that were to work out, but then I'm a little concerned that it's not going to be my normal audience potentially. So this is where it would be nice to have a second channel, but I don't really want a second channel. So I'll see how it goes with this. Are you still doing your second channel?
I mean, it exists and I'm like this close to being monetized. I think with, I'm going to blame the recent events on why I haven't done anything with it, but that's probably not really the reason. Yeah.
I will put it on, you know what? I can put it on right now in the background and I'll
thank you very much. No, you know, what got me this close, I think I'm like, maybe like 50 followers away. And then the watch hours, what got me the watch hours is I had posted a couple of videos from when my family went to China.
Oh.
And the videos blew up in China with Asian audience. Yeah. So like.
That is so interesting.
Yeah. So like one of the videos, I don't know, I feel like it has like 25,000 views. And like all the comments are from like, you know, looked to be from like non-English speakers.
Get out, Denali. That is super interesting.
Yeah,
I think it's interesting. So funny to see how like who you connect with and where things go.
Totally. I'm like, whoa, like where did the algorithm pick this up? And yeah, it's funny just to read. I backed away from it, like in terms of responding to comments, because people are just saying all sorts of like interesting things in the comments.
Really?
You know, they want to know, like in one of the videos, we go and visit the Great Wall of China, but I was with like friends and family. And so the location that we visited was remote. We didn't go to like a tourist attraction part of the wall. We arguably went to a wall that's you're not really supposed to go to.
Oh, okay.
And but everyone in the comments is like, where is this part of the wall? I want to go there and and I have no idea where we went, you know. Right. But they're commenting. People are like, oh, she's in this area, and she, you know, it's interesting. So
really interesting. Have you only been to China one time?
It was my second time kind of in China because we did go to Hong Kong back in 1996 or 1997. Wow. But that was technically, Hong Kong was still a part of like British rule at that point. But now Hong Kong is back to China. So yes, technically, yes.
Fascinating. I've never been to Asia.
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, it's cool. I mean, one thing that was interesting when we went to China that I didn't realize is that you have to be invited.
Really?
Yeah. So
from the government or
by someone
a resident there. By a resident.
Yeah. So
I imagine unless you're on like business travel.
Yeah, unless you're on business travel, or I guess the other way around it would maybe be through some sort of tourism group.
Okay.
Like if you were part of like, you booked a trip, like I'm sure that they have like loopholes around it. But somebody had to like
vouch
for us.
Wow.
I know. So anyways, but that's enough of that.
My husband goes to Japan. One of his big clients is in Japan, and he's been to Japan several times and he loves it. And I would really like to go I would probably go to Japan.
You should go.
Yeah, he loves it.
Yeah, I heard like a big thing that people like to visit, which we have here in Washington. You can just come to Washington for it, is the cherry blossoms. But we have that too. You can come visit.
Go to Washington. I would enjoy that.
Have you been to Washington before?
No.
I'm like, have you been to the West Coast? You lived in California. Yeah.
No, I lived in San Francisco from 96 to 99.
Right. Okay.
And we were there on our honeymoon as well. But yeah, no, there's San Francisco. And then, we went, Vegas. I've been to Vegas a few times, but no, I've never been. I need to get out there.
Never went to like Oregon or anything?
No.
Interesting. Have you been to Canada?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm like, you have Canada above you.
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, when we got married, we were so young that half of my husband's bachelor party wasn't legal to drink. They weren't 21 yet. So they all went up to Canada. They went to Montreal for his bachelor party so they could live it up. Because his brother's a year younger than me. Jay's a year older than me.
Got it.
We went to Montreal, and there were many bachelor parties in Montreal.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people, I mean, because we're about 2.5 hours from the border here. So a lot of people, maybe including me, have been to Canada for those reasons.
Maybe or maybe not.
Maybe. I mean,
my son was going to go over spring break or Christmas break because he didn't turn 21 until April, but a lot of his friends were already 21. So there was like a whole group going. I think they were going to New Orleans, but and then the coronavirus, like they were home for spring break when everything started. Yeah. So some of them had gone on their trips, some of them canceled trips, but yeah, he ended up not going.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I'm just going to check in with the chat really quick.
Hi, everyone. Hey, Lisette.
Susan said she wants to know more about your American Girl. So tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow. Yep. I will have that first video up, and forgive me if I ramble a lot. I really didn't know how to narrow it down. And there's definitely a part of me that's a little insecure because there are hardcore collectors out there. So I feel like every other sentence was like, this was my experience and this might be a little off, but I feel like I'm talking more to resellers, not like hardcore collectors, you know, but I hope.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. I get that feeling where you're just like, I didn't say I know everything.
Yes.
Hi, Bill. How's it going? Let's see who's up here. I'm sorry. I'm just scrolling through.
Up nice and early, Lisette and Lori Owens. Hi, Lori.
Oh, you've got an invitation to come to Washington.
All right. I'm there. I need to branch out some more. I really do.
Oh, Melissa says she remembers the days of going to Canada to drink.
Good times. Good times.
Melissa lives very close to me, so she knows that it's yeah. Oh, look at this. She's gonna watch with her Kirsten doll.
She is featured in my video in today's video.
She's in the video?
Yes, because I show some of the older ones and like what to look for. So I feel like it was really heavily, there was a lot of discussion on Samantha and Kirsten. And then I kind of finally broke out a little bit.
Oh my God, I'm watching because I have Samantha.
Funny. So. I know. I love Samantha.
Yes. Okay.
That was really fun. And honestly, if you guys comment and let me know if you have any questions, I think I still have another 15 minutes to film.
Oh, good. Yeah.
This, I can answer any questions you might have.
Yeah, put them in here so she can ask stuff for her video. Oh, shout out to Bill and Tori. They're making masks. If you guys need masks, girly girl style. I'm like, am I saying it correct? It's too early for me to remember usernames right now. Girly girl style on Instagram and YouTube. They have masks if you guys need any. And I sent them some really fun 90s prints of masks. So if you want.
That is so fun. Bill, I ordered through Tori. Well, I ordered 3. My son wanted like the dollar bills so he could look like all gangster, my 15-year-old. And I think he got the houndstooth and a floral one, I think. Oh no, the leopard. I had to have the leopard. That's like my signature. I love that.
I got the yellow floral one.
Oh, pretty. That one was really pretty. But I don't know if I'm supposed to Venmo you or you're going to Venmo me. But
no, Venmo them.
Okay, I'll Venmo you. Thank you.
Yeah, or Tori. Just ask Tori for her Venmo name. That's what I did. Oh, just to answer this real quick. So there was a ThredUp designer box that went on sale a few days ago. And there's been a lot of chatter about this box. So I did buy it because I love a good unboxing. I love a good mystery box. So ThredUp released what appeared to be their DIY designer rescue box. However, upon closer inspection, you'll notice 2 things. So the box is filled with 15 items as opposed to the regular 7 to 8.
Yeah.
And then the price went up to $300, which feels really steep, right? Initially, knee jerk.
Okay.
However,
is it good stuff?
Third thing, upon closer inspection, there's no DIY in the title.
Wow.
So it's just
straight up designer. No issue.
So I will unbox it when I get it. And I actually already did get my shipping confirmation. So hopefully it comes quick.
That's exciting. Christy, did you I've never gotten a DIY box. I just am not on that email chain. I miss them.
Oh, Lori,
one.
Do you want one? Because I'll text you next time they go on sale.
I would love that. I would love.
Oh yeah, I'll text you.
Definitely. Because I think that's the only one I would be interested in buying.
Yeah, I'll text you next time. I texted a few people.
Thank you. I would love that.
Okay. Yeah. No. Shout out to any of my YouTube subscribers and Instagram followers, because actually people let me know, which is really kind. I really do appreciate that. So yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments here. Somebody said, I'm getting my twin granddaughters 2 American Girl dolls in July. Which ones do you recommend?
Ooh, big question. How old are your granddaughters?
That really does matter, I guess.
Because I always say, if they're really little, their age recommended is like ages 8 and up, but I don't really go by that. I go more by the girl, because as I would say in the store, I see 5-year-olds take really good care of their dolls, and I see 10-year-olds drag them by their hair. So it really depends on the girl. If they're little, I always recommend Kit, because she's got short hair. It's easier to take care of. I think they always look for the long-haired dolls. Some girls, I feel like right now, my heart is with the historical department, but I think a lot of the young girls like the ones that look like them from the Truly Me department. So maybe you could get a doll that looks like them. I think but depends a little bit on their age. If you want to look like the doll, or if you're into the historical story behind it.
Yeah. Speaking of historical.
Oh, yep. Miss Molly.
Is there anything with Molly that'll make her more or less valuable? Would it be the white cloth again?
The white body, muslin, and some of Molly's outfits are really valuable as well. And condition plays a big role. I mean, they don't make Molly anymore, so that alone makes her valuable. Molly's from 1944. She's like the World War II doll, and super cute with the glasses, and her dad's at war. And there's a lot of like patriotism in her story, and she's a classic. She had the braids, if people remember. I think people always remember Samantha, Kirsten, and Molly, because they were the original 3. Yeah, you're not supposed to keep the dolls in the attic or in the basement, because they're vinyl. They could their shaping could get a little off in the attic. It's like too hot in the attic, too mildewy sometimes in the basement. But anyways, most of them are in attics.
Yeah. I know. I'm like, I need to find where mine is at my parents'. I think it's in the attic.
I would love at the store when people would come in and they would have their old Molly or Samantha, and they would bring them to the doll hair salon, and we would restore them for them, because we would clean the dolls. And I talk about how to clean the dolls in my video briefly. But it's really just baking soda and water. That's all we would use. It would be almost like a little exfoliator on their skin to get off dirt,
Oh, well, you know what? That doesn't surprise me, because I remember, and Lord knows I probably still have it, Lori. Back in the day, they used to sell a skin cleaner for the doll. Do you remember this?
It was in a little round. Yes. Yep.
And that's what it appeared to be, was like a powdery substance.
It may have been, they may have put a little more in that, but it was just baking soda. People used to always say, how do I clean it? What do we do? And we used to spray their hair with water, and we used to use baking soda. Very gentle. Sometimes you can use a magic eraser if there's a mark. Okay. But you just have to be careful, because they do have coloring in their cheeks and things like that.
Yeah, so I was going to say magic erasers are harsh.
Yeah, I would advise not using magic eraser on the face, but sometimes to get off little marks on their body.
Yeah. Well, I know that this is going to be this. I already feel like I know the answer to this one, but I'll put it up there anyway.
The Pleasant Company ones are worth more than the Mattel. Again, given if they're in good condition. And one of the things I talk about in my video is there's this time Mattel bought the Pleasant Company in 1998, but they still had a lot of head molds that have the Pleasant Company stamp. So there's this period of time where the dolls are considered transitional dolls, where even though they were actually made under the American Girl title store, they were using up some of the Pleasant Company. So sometimes people find a Pleasant Company head and they think it's older than it might be. We call them Franken dolls, because a lot of them are just from all over the place. It's hard. And some of the collectors are super hardcore. I would also, the vinyl from the older dolls is more squishy, the face push a little bit. You can tell there are different ways to tell, but I think condition is really big.
Yeah. Oh my God, you have so much information. Okay, well, I won't make you talk about that, because you're giving all your good secrets away. You need to save them for your video.
That's okay.
Okay, before we jump in, I've gotten a couple comments here. I just wanted to shout this out. Thank you to anybody who ordered any of my reseller boxes recently. I may have a few left on my website, so I'm just plugging myself. You can go to DUCHO.com.
Those boxes were amazing, Denali.
Oh, well, thank you.
Oh, of goodness. I didn't get one, but I was looking like at the denim.
No worries.
So good.
Yeah, no, I got a lot of really good stuff in my palette. It's been fun going through it.
Have you enjoyed this experience?
Yeah, I felt like I was back at the bins a little bit, you know, because mine, the one that I purchased, didn't have a manifest. So I didn't know what was going to be in there. I bought it based upon photos. And it was, it was awesome. Like, yeah, I felt really good about I got some really good stuff, you know, so I sorted it into, you know, a couple different piles of like, because there were some really high-end pieces, which obviously like those are the pieces I was going to keep for myself.
Of course.
But there was a lot of like really great, like, you know, $50 to $250 pairs of jeans that I put in boxes.
Yeah, I was really impressed.
And
it must have been really good if you were putting those in boxes.
I'm of the school of thought where I say, under promise, over deliver. So like, if you go read the description on my website, I was pretty like, there's no frills. I think I literally used the word no frills in it at one point, because I want people to understand, you know, manage their expectations. Because it is, you know, when you order a mystery box of any kind, you get a little hyped about it. And I want to make sure that I manage people's expectations and what they're getting. Thank you so much, Lisette. Oh my gosh. Lisette is so awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yep.
Everybody go check out. I believe Lisette has a YouTube channel. So go check out. I don't know if it's under the same username, but it must be New England Betty Boop. So Lisette is awesome. And she's always in all the chats. I so appreciate you.
She's so sweet.
Okay, but anyway, sorry that was my own little plug.
No, I wanted you to plug that. I'm genuinely curious. It's something like, you know, I see other resellers do, and I think I'm just buried right now, so I'm not in the market, but it's fun.
Yeah.
No, not for the reseller box, to buy like
no. I know what you're saying.
Palette, you know, and so I'm always fascinated when people do it, and I'm curious to see their experience, because I know they're all different depending on where you're shopping, you know.
Well, and then to plug you, last week's episode, not this week, but last week's episode of Lori's podcast, Thrifter's Villa, her and Daniela did a really fun episode where they were basically live sourcing on the podcast. That was fun to listen to.
I'm glad. It was fun to do.
It was fun. I had fun listening.
We did that off the cuff a little bit. Like, we had explored like a couple other topics for that week, and then we decided to go in a different direction, and neither one of us had a ton of experience with that.
Yeah.
And so it was really fun. And I learned a lot on that episode, like live with people, like not live, but when we recorded it, I was seeing things for the first time. And
what I thought was interesting, and correct me if I heard this incorrectly, but that at one point when you guys were looking on ThredUp's website, didn't she have like a coupon code or some sort of savings that was available to her, but not you?
But not me. Right. Yes. And I don't know if that's because she does more business with ThredUp or what. Yeah. And it was even interesting to see how differently we researched. You know, we were both on our own individual computers, obviously in our own home. Right. But yeah, like just to see the process and how we filtered things differently and got to different places. And sometimes we'd end up on the same spot, but then not with ThredUp. No, exactly. I didn't have a coupon code.
I know. It's just interesting because it just goes to show that they are tracking our behavior as shoppers on there. So,
and I don't shop there very often, so I can see why they would shut me down.
Well, you know what has been interesting or fun that I've liked about ThredUp recently is they started this like rewards program that I think is available to everyone now. But again, people in the chat can correct me if I'm wrong. Anyways, every time I send in a bag to be processed, like I earn points. So if you shop, you earn points. If you do all sorts of activity, basically. But what's been great is even if I'm not shopping on there, every time I send in a bag, I think I get like 500 points. And then once you have 2,000 points, you can cash in for a $10 off coupon.
Wow.
So even without doing any shopping, you can earn.
I have a bag to go out to them. And the only reason I haven't sent it, to be honest, is because I sent something out to the RealReal like way early in March, I want to say, and it hasn't even been processed.
Well, I've heard with the RealReal that they haven't been processing.
No, I mean, I keep checking, and I mean, I suspect at this point they'll probably notify me when it's processed, but it hasn't processed, so I haven't really been in a hurry. I have another box ready to go for them, but
yeah.
I'll see. And she doesn't.
Yeah. So some people, so it's interesting. I don't know if it's still in beta or something, but yeah, I know some people don't have it available to them. Melissa, I think everything's worth asking about. Squeaky wheel gets the grease. So to be honest, I'd send customer service a message and say, hey, I've been waiting. And you know what? I'm not even thinking. Melissa is such a great example. I don't know if you follow her, and everyone should, on Instagram. So Melissa took Chriselle's ThredUp course. Chriselle is the one who created that awesome ThredUp course. Melissa took it, and Melissa's a great example of somebody who's killing it. The stuff she sends to Lori, you have to follow Melissa.
The
stuff
she closet right here.
Yeah.
That is up. Oh, okay. I will. I have my phone.
Yeah, the stuff she sends to ThredUp, it is crazy what the return she gets. Like really, and I'm not like being rude, but like, you know, basic bread and butter stuff. Like, I don't know, I'm going to throw out like a Ann Taylor. She's getting like $60. Really?
Just based on this course, because now she knows like targeted brands to send in.
She knows what to send in. And Melissa she buys all of it at the bins. So we shop at the same bins.
Okay. Oh, that's really great information. What's the name of the course?
I don't know what the name of it is. I'll send you a link.
Melissa share?
I have a referral. No, but it's her name. The girl's name is Chriselle. Her Instagram username is KRANGELE. I'll send it to you later. But anybody who's curious to follow her on Instagram, she created an amazing ThredUp course. It's the only one that people in the reseller community recommend, and it's intentional because
it's actually really fun. It's definitely an area I haven't tapped into too much, and you know, maybe by the end of this quarantine, I will if I ever get through my junk.
Yeah, I was actually just talking with, and I don't know if she's still in here, but Rebecca, Reseller Mom. Well, it used to be Reseller Mom Show. Now I think she's just Rebecca the Reseller. We were just talking yesterday, and Rebecca took the course too. So there you go. Hey, look, Daniela's here.
Oh, hey, Daniela. How are you?
Liz said that her RealReal bag is going slow as well. So ThredUp is still processing. It is just in general, they take a while unless you have a Luxe label. The Luxe labels do process faster. So that's why that program is more desirable, but you really need to make sure you're sending in a few Luxe pieces in your box.
Yeah. And I was thinking maybe I'd pull the RealReal stuff that I have to go. I have a Zimmerman dress that I got at TJ Maxx, and the TJ Maxx price tag was $399, and I paid $59 for it. Wow. And then I got it home and I tried researching it, and I haven't found like what the actual value is, but that was one of the dresses I was thinking of. But for $59, I may not even get that as a return, depending.
Yeah.
You know.
They're talking about the course. Oh, look, here's another one. I'm taking the course. There we go. Oh. It's legit. Like, honestly, it's like, if you want to have a good use of your time, I'm plugging that real hard.
That's really fun. That's great.
No, it's a good program. So, okay. I want to go back to what we were saying about 15 minutes ago when you were saying that yesterday was kind of a tough day. So you fall into a category of people who have children who have had kind of, you know, bigger life events happen during quarantine. Because correct me if I'm wrong, didn't one of them just turn 21?
Yeah, my oldest
turned 21 and one's supposed to be graduating.
And then my youngest will be 16. So like all of his friends are not getting their license. I feel like I've been a little bit of a baby about it because it's really bothered me. Because when you look at like the big scale of this, it's like, okay, so they don't get their spirit week, big deal. People are dying, you know? So I've been holding back in some respect, but on the same token, it's been really hard. And, I was working yesterday and my son, Rocco, who's my youngest, came out and he's like, Mom, the governor's going to make a call. And he just totally caught me off guard. And I said, what's going on? What's going on? He's like, they're closing schools in Massachusetts for the rest of the year. And I knew it was coming, and I know it's the right decision. But I was like I was like bargaining, like, God, if they can just like get 4 days, like let the seniors go back, like May 1st, they're supposed to wear their sweatshirts, like student acceptance day. So they all are supposed to go to school on May 1st. They wear their college sweatshirts and they take a ton of pictures. Or they're going into the armed forces or the work field. And it's just a huge celebration. And the first part of senior year is actually pretty stressful because, you know, their transcripts go to colleges, they're applying to colleges, they're applying for scholarships, they're working really hard studying for AP tests and things like that. Then they get over the Christmas hump and they start kind of getting into colleges. And this is literally the time where they start to celebrate and things, the load starts to lighten for the seniors. And it was just so, yesterday was a really hard day at my house because my daughter was devastated. I mean, I feel bad for all of my children, but senior year is just something you can't ever get back.
Did she have a hope that she was going to go back?
I think everybody knew it was a really slim chance, but once the governor made it official, it was just really sad. It was just really sad.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I get what. Sorry, I'm just posting a link really quick.
Sure, go ahead.
You know what I think. I get that if you had one kid who was kind of having a big missing a monumentous event, that'd be one thing, but you have 3. You know, so for you, like, and whatever, you can have one kid and be sad about it too, but I think it just probably like amplifies, right?
Yeah. And I keep saying, like, quarantine, I feel very blessed. Like, my husband's able to work from home. Yeah. We're not worried about buying groceries or things like that. I am able to work from home. I would literally stay in quarantine for 2 years if it meant my kids could get some of these experiences back, you know, and sometimes my heart goes out to the moms who have little ones at home because that's a totally different type of stress. Like, my kids don't even emerge from their bedrooms until noon, and then they go for a run, and then like they're not like in my space. Like, I love that I have this time with them because you typically don't have this time with teenagers at home. I think Lori may have messaged me. It just stinks. And to add insult to injury, we don't know what the fall is going to bring for these kids. So, like, the first week of quarantine, and my daughter got into the college she wants. She's going to be at college with her big brother in Pennsylvania next year, which I love because they'll be together. Yeah. Yes. And see, for the people missing prom, we have a junior prom. So we actually got that in. And juniors this year, they're going to do like a harvest ball. They're going to have a prom in the fall. So for the kids who are graduating and missed their senior prom, we have a senior banquet here that we're missing. But so now we don't even know if they're going to go to school in the fall. Now there's all this conversation about online courses in the fall. And so she's getting it on both ends. When we first went into quarantine, she was like, well, at least I got into Penn State and I'm excited about college and college. She kind of looked to the future. Now we don't know what that's going to be like. So there's a lot of uncertainty. Yeah.
No, that sucks. I'm just thinking back to when I was like a senior in high school. I remember getting my letter and feeling very excited. And then come August, when you go and you start, you know, you move in and you start classes. And to think that, and I'm not saying this will be the case, but if it were to be, right, that's
pretty likely,
that it's going to be online courses, I would in some ways have a feeling like, why don't I just go to an online school?
Yeah, I think they're considering a lot of her friends are considering gap years because, you know, we're paying out of state tuition to go to Penn State, and there's 46,000 students at Penn State. Like, I feel like if there is a college that's going to call it, it's these huge schools, you know, especially public schools. So yeah, it's been sad around here. And now that they're home, it is also the reality of my reselling business that my kids are now home through August or September. And it's like having 5 adults in my home, you know, and it's been,
Yeah, sorry, I'm just reading some of the comments here. So we've got more seniors.
I'm sorry. So sad.
I don't know if you know the answer to this.
Oh, well, one of my friends, one of my good friends, her daughter is this incredible softball star. And she had like a minor surgery, but it was heart surgery. So I don't know if I can call that minor, on her junior year when a lot of the kids were being recruited. Yeah. So this year was like her big year she's captain of the softball team. And she was really excited to kind of prove herself this year, and she doesn't get that opportunity. I don't know. My kids are not at that level for athletics. A lot of the scholarships were given early on. Like in our district, like some of the soccer girls were recruited as sophomores, and we have a huge field hockey program in our school, and many of the girls are going D1 for field hockey, but they were notified earlier. So hopefully it wasn't affected that much.
Yeah, this is still a deep disappointment for them. Yep, exactly. It doesn't matter. I understand. Like, listen, there's all sorts of grieving going on in different ways. And unfortunately, for some people, you know, it might be illness or worse, right? I'm not trying to be negative here, but it shouldn't negate the feelings that other people are going through. You know what I mean? Because all of that is real too. And so, you know, but I get what,
also we're in this bubble because this is all we have. It's not like I'm even out there to like help or see people who are sick or contribute other than like donations from sales or something, buy a mask. You know, there's not much I feel like I can do. And this is my world right now. And as it is for all these people who are in a similar situation, like I was saying that I feel for the moms who have younger children who are kind of like, mommy, play with me, mommy, do this, mommy. Right? That's a different type of stress.
Yeah.
In some ways, I'm grateful. Like, whoa, I'm like over that hump. But on the same respect, will your son remember this, or will he be wounded? I mean, he'll probably remember.
Well, tomorrow's his birthday, so.
Oh.
I know. So he's turning 9 in quarantine.
Happy birthday.
I know. I will pass that on to him. He, you know, I'm lucky, just like you are, to have a really great child, real sweet little boy. And he's being a really good sport. Like, I think back to when I was 9, and I feel like I probably would have cried my eyes out at the thought of not having a birthday party. But he has been really good about it.
He seems so sweet. My sister-in-law has a son who just turned 10, and he's a really sweet boy, like Oliver. And he, I think, got like a guitar or whatever he got for his birthday. My sister-in-law was feeling really sad about it.
Yeah.
And she said to him, you know, I'm so sorry you didn't have your friends here and went through the whole thing. And he said, Mommy, this was the best day of my life. Like in quarantine, because his mom works full time. She was home. Like the day was like all about him. And I think it was more about, he had the undivided attention. So he didn't have the hustle and bustle of a birthday party. And I think that made her feel really good.
Yeah. I'm going to show him these later that they're he'll get excited. So thank you everyone for saying that. Yeah. So I'm just trying to make the most of it. Don't tell my husband, but I splurged last night and I bought him a really expensive Lego, but it's one he's wanted for a while.
Which one? We're kind of Lego nerds in this house.
Okay. I'm like, well, now I definitely can't show him this till his birthday. It's the big, I'm like, I don't know why I'm whispering, but it's still in the room. It's the big Disney castle. I know I splurged. Okay.
How many pieces?
4,000. So I kind of bought it to keep him busy.
Yes, that'll keep him busy.
Wow. Yeah. So
gorgeous.
Thank goodness for eBay. I bought it on eBay last night, and the person lives in state, so I'm feeling hopeful that they'll get it sent to me, and hopefully I can have it tomorrow. But yeah, so that, I mean, you know, but I'm not going to have to pay for a birthday party. So I'm like, well, whatever. You know, like this is kind of like the cost that I would have spent. And then we actually ordered him a cake from New York City you might, I don't know if you're familiar with New York City at all, but there's kind of a famous bakery called Milk Bar.
No, I've never been.
Okay. Well, if there's any New Yorkers here, maybe they know about it. It's a pretty popular bakery in New York City. It's small, but you can order things online, and they make this like awesome 3-tier birthday sprinkle confetti cake. So anyways, that's supposedly coming tomorrow. So
how are you going to ship that?
They have some sort of shipping for it. I mean, it was, I think all in, I paid like $50, which to be honest, actually isn't that.
No, my mom's a cake decorator, and cakes.
Exactly. For a nice custom. Well, it wasn't custom, but it's like a really nice.
Well, yeah. Any layers involved. That's incredible.
Yeah. Exactly. Real quick, I saw a message here that I just want to acknowledge. Jacob, so he said he feels for families who can't afford a computer or have online access. So at least in our district, and my district is of mixed population. So, there's low income families who are in my district. But our district is offering Chromebooks to all the children. And I'm hopeful that that's probably the case in some areas in the country. But they're adamant about getting a Chromebook to every kid. Like, I swear I get a notification every day that it's like, okay, this Thursday you can pick up Chromebooks. So that's the good news, is that they are making that accessible.
I think there are a lot of, sorry, Lou just came in.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
Just closing the door now that
that's fine. Yeah. Real life here. So, and then additionally, I know that our local internet provider, Comcast, is offering, what's it called? Internet for free.
Internet access for free. That's really good. The organization that I'm raising money for this month is called the Boston Resiliency Fund.
Yes.
And they specifically said in their description for inner city kids with technology challenges who can't get their hands on technology. That's part of what the fund is going towards. So.
Oh, awesome. That's great. And wait, plug what you're doing. So aren't you donating a portion of your sales right now, Lori?
So for the whole month until April 30th, I'm doing $2 from every sale and $5 from every bundle to the Boston Resiliency Fund. Yeah.
Awesome. That's great. So a great reason to go buy from Lori, and she's offer friendly, I'm sure.
I am very offer friendly.
Did you sell out of all your mystery boxes? Are all those gone?
I sold 19 out of 20. Yeah.
19 out of 20. Oh, so there's one left?
There's one left, but it's like Target, and it's a decent one. I actually thought it was really cute, but that was from the first round. And then I released 4 over the weekend, and those 4 all sold. So just one left. Yeah.
Okay. Somebody, if you want to go buy one, and the proceeds from that are also, again, the 20%.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Cool. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So what did you do for your 21-year-old turning 21 in quarantine?
I actually have a video. It's only like an 11-minute video. I have like little snippets of it, but we did a Tata tiki bar for him.
Fun.
So my husband is kind of like a Disney guy, like low key. He's like under the radar. Like he doesn't.
He's my people.
Yeah. I'm always like, you're such a Disney nerd. He like D23 was that like the publication we got for years. And we have the, thank you, Jacob. What is it? The Disney Vacation thing.
You're members of Disney Vacation Club?
Yeah. So, but we haven't really been able to use it quite as much. But anyways, Jay's really into it. And every time he has like conferences down in Orlando a lot through work. So sometimes I'll go with him, sometimes not. But he always goes to like the bars there, and he comes home with like a tiki, like a ceramic tiki thing, and it's stamped on the bottom, and they're rare and collectible or whatever. But we don't keep them with like the general population of mugs. He like keeps them in his closet because they're freaky looking. Thank you, Bill. Way to go. You guys are doing an amazing thing too.
Well, those are going to be valuable someday.
So I think some of them already are, but he decided to take them out for Anthony's celebration to the tiki bar. And we went and he got like all sorts of fun drinks. And we just did we listened to a lot of Jimmy Buffett, and it was honestly more, it was the best we could do. He was 21. He really didn't want to be with his parents. The younger kids Angie and Rocco were pretty excited to celebrate with Anthony as well. And then at, I want to say it was like 11:45, all of his college friends, they were between 30 and 40.
Oh, you, not me, but maybe me too, but you.
Oh, I love your vids. I wonder if Angelica, I don't know if you saw the dance party we were having with Anthony, but thank you. So then at 11:45, there was a Zoom call with everybody in his fraternity. There were like 30 to 40 kids on a Zoom call waiting for him. So he celebrated with us for a little bit, and then he went upstairs. It was fun. It was, relatively speaking, I think we did what we could do, and I think he'll remember it.
Yeah, exactly. He might, right. Like it might not have seemed like the most fun idea at the time, but actually I think that will be a really fun memory. Like later.
It will. It's unique. And like, unlike graduation, Anthony can drink in bars for the rest of his life, so
yes,
I made it special, but at the same time, it wasn't. So like for Angelina's graduation, one of the things we're contemplating is doing like a parade with the kids where they decorate their cars, and we're a regional school. So to start on one end and then do like green and gold flags on the side of the road, and then like for people to be able to stand social distancing covering the span of 3 towns, we should be able to keep a distance. And then the kids will like parade in their cars, waving in their cap and gown.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I know.
We'll see.
I know. See, that's hard for you because it's like, right. You just, I don't know, as a mom, you're like your whole life, you're like, yeah, there's all the things you look forward to seeing them do.
And I've even said with graduation, it's so not about me. Like I've said, if there's a way that there's 210 kids, and I said, if there's a way that they can do anything for their graduation, like I can be remote. Like at this point, I just want it for the kids. And I'm sure there are parents in here.
But that speaks to you as a mom too, because it's just like that's all you want for them. You know what I mean? Like you just want them to have those experiences, and yeah. I don't know.
It'll make them stronger. I spoke to a good friend yesterday and she's like, I refuse to believe that, when these kids are 35, they're going to be able to tap into something very unique and special that made them stronger during this experience.
Right.
So look for the silver lining. It's all It's been interesting because I feel like work has been good, like to shift gears a little bit. I feel like sales have been really good this week.
Well, I joked earlier
and awful.
Yeah. I joked earlier this week on my Instagram stories that I haven't received my stimulus check, but I've gotten everyone else's.
Right. Maybe that's it. That's probably it. I've been blown away.
Yeah. No, people are definitely shopping again. Sales have been good. So tell me, for you, what's it been like?
I mean, for me, it's just consistent. I think because of maybe the videos that I've been doing that correspond, like I do feel like I get a fair amount of business from my YouTube videos. So the bundle boxes, I think they weren't high dollar amount, but they were consistent and it was volume. Like I was moving stuff, but 3 big sales, like a Gucci bag for $170. Like my last Gunny Sacks dress finally sold for $99. And
okay, wait, stop. So your Gunny Sacks dress. So I saw you post that sale and I was shocked, Lori. The price. I thought it was a little low. And the fact that you had
it forever, Denali. So I was the first one sold so fast.
Right.
I think it sold 4, but the 4th one was on eBay. And it was a while back, so I couldn't access it for that post.
Yeah.
The one that just sold for $99. Yes. That's good. The one that sold for $99, it was low. And there was one that sold for $75 that was like Renaissance looking velvet and very unique, but it had stains and it had a couple tears. So that I understood going for a lower price. But this one for $99, I had it listed at $119 for like 4 months.
I was shocked. Truly. I was shocked by that.
What did yours sell for?
I sold one recently for what? I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm guessing I sold it for $175.
Wow. Was it like that prairie, like cotton look?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And mine was like a 60, like maybe late 60s. So mine was a little
Mine's like 70s. Yeah.
But I thought yours was really beautiful. I mean, I guess I just was surprised by that.
Well, and funny enough, it was on both platforms too. It had been on eBay.
It had? Okay.
There are certain things like the Gucci bag and that, and what else sold recently for $170? Oh, the Rothys that I found. I found like
the Aquarius one.
Yeah, the Aquarius one. So the Gucci bag was $170, that was $170, and then the dress was $99. And that's just sprinkled in with a lot, but it's those high ticket items that have surprised me.
Yeah, so I had a high ticket one, like you said, similarly, that surprised me this week. It was a Grateful Dead t-shirt, a vintage Grateful Dead t-shirt that I had. Now I was asking a lot for it, maybe like around $170, and I took $100 offer because I was like, "Hi, I don't have room to be greedy right now."
So what was it about the shirt? Was it from an actual show?
I can't remember. You know what? I don't remember those details about it. I don't know if it was from an actual show. It was really cool. It was a really cool tie-dye print. It had distressing on it, whether it was natural distressing or intentional. It looked really cool. And then vintage, I can't remember, sometime in the 90s.
Wow.
So
that's very cool.
Yeah, it was a cool one. Oh, and then there was something else about it. I want to feel it, or I feel like one of the keywords was like liquid blue, and that has to do with something. I don't know if it's
Something
like
about the shirt that made it unique.
Yeah, it was something that made it unique. So anyways, $100, I got it at the bins. I was like, you know what? I'm just
I
gonna
wonder what, so fun fact, I was living in San Francisco when Jerry Garcia died. And I was a teacher for San Mateo County, and one of my instructional assistants lived on the corner of Haight and Ashbury, and she like couldn't get out of her house. Like she had to climb the bodies because there was like this huge memorial to Jerry Garcia. It was crazy. What a crazy time. I've never seen a dead show though.
I haven't either, but somebody wearing my shirt probably has.
I bet that's what got money for you. That's good.
Exactly. I was happy to take their stimulus check. I'm curious about the Rothys. Was that like retail arbitrage or?
No, I found them at Flavors in February. I paid $12 for them. They were new, not in box, but like zero wear. I mean, they were new. They were 6.5, and I knew it would be a specific person, right? Because it's a 6.5 and an Aquarius and someone who wants to spend that money. Yeah. So I had them listed for $300 at one point because some of them were listed for $700 on eBay.
Yep.
So I'm like, well, I won't be that crazy, but let me go here. And then I had received 2 offers. I received a 140 offer and a 150 offer, and I countered and lost both of those. And then I was like you, all right, Lori, like, they retailed for 160. Like you're asking double what they retailed for.
But you never know. Yeah.
You never know, but it had run its course because February was when I purchased them.
Yeah.
2 months, and we are in the place we're at right now. So I thought 170. So she messaged me, and this is like a strategy I use sometimes instead of countering. This girl had offered 140. So I put it in a bundle and I just messaged her separately because I had sent out an offer for 199 with free shipping. She came with 140. So I just said, do you think we could meet in the middle at 170 before I countered? And then I don't think she answered me. And then I actually sent the counter and she accepted.
Nice. Good. Yeah. I mean, I have heard that with bundles, if there's interaction, I actually heard this from somebody, they talked about it at Poshfest. I can't remember his role. He's pretty high up at Poshmark. I'm terrible that I can't remember his name. But anyways, he said that bundles that include comments have a higher increase of selling.
I 100% believe that. In fact, I rarely, if somebody adds things to a bundle, if it's a 1-item bundle, maybe I'll just send an offer. If I send an offer on Poshmark, but if people have taken the time and they've shot my closet and there's like 3, 4, 5 items in a bundle, even if they don't plan on, I always check in and say hello and just let them know where I'm willing to go. Like right now, I've been offering pretty much double my normal bundle discount, which is typically 15%. I'm doing 30%, plus I'm giving $5 to Boston Resiliency Fund. So I've sold actually this month when I do my what sold video, I'm doing like a special bundle edition because I've had so many sales this month. So I'm going to talk specifically about bundles.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that people have been bundling or buying. Hopefully people have been intentionally buying from you because like viewers or, subscribers.
I don't know. I actually like it even more when they buy from me and they don't know about the promotion. And then I tag them in my post that they just donated $5. So they know after the fact. I have to get caught up on some of my sales, tagging them in that listing, but some people know, some people don't.
Right. Yeah.
Hi, Marcy, my friend Marcy from Texas.
Oh, hi, Marcy. How's it going? Bill said, was it the IT manager at Poshfest? I can't remember. No, I feel like he was what they call C-suite. Have you heard that term? C-suite, like the letter C. It's like people who are CEO, CFO. So they call him the C-suite level. Oh, cool. I feel, he was like a C-suite level person, but something with IT. Yeah. So yes-ish, Bill, to answer your question.
So Simply Dana just wrote, I've never sold a bundle. And I'm always curious when people say that they haven't sold a bundle, how many items are in their closet? Because I feel like there's a big correspondence between a larger closet and bundles, just because there seems to be more variety. So I'm just curious.
Yeah. The thing with bundle, I don't get a ton of bundles, and maybe that's because my closet is crazy and I have all sorts of weird stuff in there.
But I like crazy.
But bundles, I think, can go both ways. While they are awesome to get because you can sell a bunch of items, you do correct me if I'm wrong, Lori, or your feelings on this, but like you do take a hit in price.
Sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, people don't go into a bundle usually with the intention of being like, let me only offer you 5% off.
Right. No, sometimes people are pretty aggressive with their bundle offers. But I always say like one of the 143 listings Dana has, simply Dana. But that might be why, or if you just have a variety of sizes and people are looking for like one specific size or one specific style. I feel like I get lucky with bundles sometimes because I probably have 100 items that if I were shopping today, I would never buy them. And they are still in my closet. I don't relist a lot. I just kind of keep moving forward.
Yeah.
But a lot of times those items that I feel like I should pull, that maybe I have them marked for $28 and I paid $1 for them.
Yeah.
They get thrown into a bundle. And in my head, I'm like, I could give that thing away because I'm over it. It's been with me for a year and a half, and they'll bundle it with a higher end item. And then it just makes sense. Like the discount, kind of put the discount on the item that I want gone from my closet. And in my own brain, I'm like, oh, well, then the bulk of it went to the item that I want the money for. And
I agree with you. Though I did get a bundle this past week, and I'm sorry if they're a subscriber and they're watching, but somebody bundled like, I can't remember. It was like 6 Eileen Fisher items. But they offered me 50% off. It was actually just a little under 50%, I think. And I was like,
Eileen.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, I was like, it's a pandemic. It's not the end of the world.
So did you counter or anything?
I did counter, and I didn't feel like my counter was unreasonable. I feel like I offered them, instead of a less than 50% offer, I think I went like 60 or 70% off, which I think is still reasonable.
Yeah.
But I'm fairly certain she or he, I'm not sure who it was, declined. So that's okay. I don't regret it because, sometimes you look back and I'm like, nah, that was like.
Not for that many pieces.
Yeah, not for that many pieces. Like if it had just been a couple pieces, maybe that would have been different. But for like 6 pieces, no. Yeah. And Melissa said, if I make a profit overall with them, I'm happy with it. Totally. I get that. But mine, especially because I had shifted my business model this past year, which I could talk about that, but about paying up and going to thrift stores. I have a lot of inventory that I've been paying up for more now. And so I am looking to get a higher return on investment for items. So, and just to tack onto that, because I was alluding to something more, just feeling like once we can go back out again and source in the world, I may shift myself back to the bins again.
Really?
Yeah, just because, now having all these items that I just paid up for these past couple months, I don't like sitting on high, it's not even like I paid a ton, but it's like, I don't like sitting on items I paid $8 to $10 for.
I definitely think it restricts you a little bit. Well, it restricts me. I'll speak for myself. If I know I paid up, like I could have 2 Eileen Fishers and one I paid $1 for at the bins, one I paid $9 or $10 for, and that gets in my head, and I'm much more attached to those higher ones, or I'm more stingy with the offers or things like that, where a lot of my stuff is coming from the bins. I feel like I can enjoy it more, move the product faster. And I don't know that I will ever be committed to one thing. I am just, if it's an estate sale, I love it. I love savers. I love the mom and pop Goodwills. I love yard sales. I'm all over the map, and I love the bins. So it's just whatever mood I'm in that week.
Yeah. And I don't know why I struggle with feeling like I can only do, hello. Is it a beach? Do you have a Bichon or what is it?
Cockapoo.
Cockapoo. Yes. Okay. I've got Bichon. So they all look the same. It's like little white doggies. Little white doggies, Maltese, throw them in there too.
Yes.
Poodles.
People always think it's a Bichon.
Oh yeah. And people always think mine are Maltese. So there we go. But I don't know why. I feel like when I get in a zone, I just stick with something. Like if I'm going to the bins, I'm going to the bins because it just feels hard to then pay up for items. You know what I mean? Especially because the environments are so different. I mean, you go from the bins to shopping in a Savers. It's like going from
Walmart to Neiman Marcus.
Yes, exactly. It's 2 different environments. And I feel like I have a hard time doing that. Like, how do I justify paying for this $8 for something that I saw at the bins for 80 cents?
It's hard, man.
It's really hard.
I find in Boston, it's particularly tricky for me because the bins are great, but they also, their retail location is really good. Like the bins I go to in New Hampshire, I never, very rarely find anything in the retail store, but the bins are good.
Yeah.
I've never
a lot of bins comments here.
Yes, bins. It always stirs things up.
Oh, Bill's leaving. I was about to say Ben's leaving.
Bye, Bill. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Bill. Yeah, a lot of people saying that they want to experience the bins. Let's see. Where's everybody else's comments?
Denali, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think it's worth traveling to Colorado from Massachusetts to experience the Denver bins? I mean, I would make it fun. No.
I mean, okay. I'm not in. Listen, Denver. Let me say this. I love all of my Denver and Colorado resellers. They are awesome people and they can find some really awesome stuff. However, every time I've gone to Denver, I don't feel like I hit it at the right time, I guess. Now, some people who've gone there, I think if you come from a place where you either don't have bins at all, or your bins suck, or your thrift stores suck, then you will enjoy it. No, that's fine. I'll keep talking. Then you will enjoy the Denver bins. Now, if you come from, a major metropolitan area, or have one near you, like Boston, you might not feel as impressed.
Okay. I can see that. I mean, I want to go. I've never been to Colorado, so it's been on my bucket list to travel there anyways. And I thought if I could travel with a friend and kind of make it a whole experience with another seller, it's something I've been looking forward to doing. In fact, I was going to go with a friend and we were literally had our flights ready. Hers was reserved. And then all hell broke loose.
There's somewhere else that I've traveled to bins.
Okay. Let's talk later.
I'm like, it's no secret. I mean, I also travel to LA. I prefer LA.
Okay.
Over Denver. Yeah, I do. I find much higher end designer pieces in LA.
Okay. And I've been to the ones in New York City. They're in Queens. And I haven't had a great experience there. And you would think in New York, because I think the New York thrift stores have incredible stuff, but it's super expensive. But the bins, and it's like you taking your life into your hands at the New York bins as well.
I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that New York's pretty aggressive. Los Angeles bins are a little aggressive, but I don't know, but not worse than Seattle. I've had friends at the LA bins who are like, oh yeah, LA bins, they're rough, but Seattle's rough.
Okay. So. I mean, Boston bins, I think, have some serious Boston attitude there, but I'm very comfortable with it. I feel like people we went to the main bins and those people are so sweet. They would give you things they found in a bin. They were so nice. They have a ton of LL Bean, overstock. And so those bins were really fun. But as far as fashion goes, New Hampshire and Maine are not fashion meccas, you know what I mean? But Boston.
Yeah. I think, Denver can be good. I think, to be honest, just going to, pockets or areas in the country that have a lot of, if they have a bins and the area has a lot of money, I think that's just kind of thinking in that way that it's probably going to be good. With Denver, you're going to find things that are centric to that state, right? So the odds that you're going to find some expensive outdoor wear are going to be high. You know what I mean? Whereas you're probably not going to find that in LA, for instance, so it just depends in that way. And then, for instance, our friend Street Savvy, who's a reseller in the community, Savannah, people love seeing her hauls and she finds really great stuff at the Denver bins, but she literally will go for 12 hours.
Which I've never once done. I want to. I've never done it.
Oh, and I've done it. But you do have to stay that whole day to find those like 5 or 6 really good items.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't stay that whole day, you're probably not.
Right.
Like you're not going to feel like it was maybe worth it unless you just happen to hit it at the right time. And that's how can you predict that?
Bins, right?
Yeah.
I remember at the New Hampshire bins, like I would typically, the kids go to school at like 7 a.m. They open at 8. So I would head out and I could do like a full day. But if I went 8 to 2 or even 3 sometimes, and then I would come home and make dinner. Not that the kids can't be home alone. It was just like enough time for me. And one day I said, I'm just going to stay. And I think I stayed from like that 3 o'clock hour to 5.
Yeah.
Like an entirely different place. Like it was really just resellers. Like the workers were like, hey, I'm bringing shoes out. Like they would tell us when the shoes were coming out. We would wait. Like it was amazing. And I thought to myself, geez, I should come during these hours more often. And there are the people who live closer. Yeah. They stay and they must get tremendous stuff because what I got in just those couple of hours, again, it could have just been the day, but I felt like I was really lucky if I've been to the bins 70 times, I had only been during that time frame, maybe once or twice. So it was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's 2 ways to shop the bins that are smart. And that is to either go for a full day, because if you can go and stay there for really 8 to 12 hours, which sounds awful, and it might be, but if you can go there for 8 to 12 hours, you're like
with you.
Yeah, the odds are greatly with you. You're going to probably get some good stuff. If you can't do that, then it's going to be more of a frequency thing. If you can go, let's take one normal 7-day week. If you could go for 1 to 2 hours at a time for 5 out of 7 days of the week, again, the odds are likely that you're one of those days, you're going to hit a really good pocket of time. I think people will probably be more disappointed with the bins if they only go every once in a while for 1 hour at a time.
Right. I would agree. And I think sometimes I'll say, everyone's like, you should try the bins at least once. And I say, you should always try the bins at least 2 or 3 times because I think sometimes your first time there, it can be really overwhelming, or you're just getting the lay of the land. Like you're just getting used to it. And then I think maybe by the end of your first visit, like maybe you find a little rhythm and then it's time to go. So it's like, okay, next time you go back, you have a plan of action and give it a second or third chance. I remember the first time I went to the Boston bins, I was kind of put off because it was very different than what I was used to. They have very deep bins, much more aggressive crowd, different etiquette, like it's just different. And now that I know it, I like it more than New Hampshire, but it took me some time to get used to it.
Yeah, that's the thing. And, I'm sure you will say the same thing. Like the bins aren't necessarily for everyone, but they should be experienced a few times before you totally give up on it because,
Yeah, and I think they're different everywhere. Like I think anybody who goes to the main bins probably have a very pleasant thought about their bins experience, even if they didn't find a ton of stuff. I felt like the crowd there was very kind.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
1 hour is not enough. I've heard people say like, oh, well, I walked in and I was there for a little while and I didn't find anything. I'm like, you weren't there long enough.
Right.
Because when we walk in for the first 10 minutes, we're like, there's nothing here today. And then the longer you dig, you're like, oh my gosh, my cart's full.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to bins hop when this is all done. I think I'm just going to get a hotel overnight and maybe go from Boston to New Hampshire to Maine and just really go.
Yeah. I'm like, what about traveling down the East Coast? I'm like, what about Washington, D.C.? Do they have a bins?
That is a good question. I've never been to DC. When we were looking at colleges, I went to the bins in South Carolina, and that was fun. I've been to New York, Maine. Where there was one other bins that I've been to that was kind of off the beaten path, but I would love to do a series where I travel and go to bins. I was supposed to go to Miami with my husband, and there's a bins there. My friend Marcy has invited me to Texas a couple times, and I would love to go to Texas. I've never been to Texas and check out their bins. They have a few locations, and Thrift is there, and they also have. Isn't it Texas that has the outlet for?
Not anymore. They closed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm behind.
Because I had actually booked a trip. I was going to go thrift it. And then it was still open, but I didn't end up going because I started to see people's hauls from that ThredUp basement. And
that's what it is. Yeah.
From what I was seeing and the price that they were asking, I was like, I didn't think
if you're traveling, it really has to be worth it if you're going to buy a ticket.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, it's got to be worth it. Okay, I have to wrap us up ish because my son has a Zoom call for his school. But I just want to check in and see if anybody had any questions for Lori before we headed out, because I've got about 6 minutes.
Okay.
Because then I want to talk to Lori for about 2 minutes and then I have to go. Privately, I want to talk to Lori.
Hi, Leslie.
Somebody said Austin bins are good.
Fun.
See, I think you just have to look. Oops, I went to the wrong one. I think you have to just look at areas where there's pockets of possibly wealthy people, and then bins exist there.
I'm willing to go anywhere. Our 25th anniversary is coming up in June, but we're celebrating in October, and we are flying out to LA and San Francisco. So I'm going to hit the bins out there when I'm there.
Okay, so we'll talk about it. San Francisco bins, I've heard.
Good. Okay, good. That's I don't even know. Yeah. I'm so excited, but yeah, it'll be fun.
Fun. Yeah. Oh, everybody's excited to see your American Girl.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. I'm going to say in advance, forgive me for being chatty and a little frazzled because I don't really know what direction I'm going in, but hopefully you get something out of it and I'll do more. Ask a lot of questions, DM me, and then I will create more from that.
What time is the video going to drop? Do you know?
Oh, gosh. Well, I'm probably going to finish today. If all goes well, I'll try to get out in the morning. But typically for me, I'm like a 7 p.m. girl. Okay. But if I can do my editing and get it to a place that I'm happy, I'll try to get it out first thing in the morning since it's a day late, since I'm already stressed that it's not going out today.
You should do one of those, what do they call it? Premieres. Have you seen that?
No, I've never done that. I've seen it.
Yeah, you so when a video goes live at for instance, 7 p.m.
Yeah.
It opens up a live chat. So people are watching the video and they can chat with you. So if they had questions well, what did you mean when you said it would have?
So even though I'm not live, I'm in a live chat. So it premieres, people can ask me questions. Well, that's a really good idea. This is the perfect kind of video for that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because if somebody had further, they want to ask you a question about it, oh, well, you said that red dress is worth this.
Right. That's actually a really good idea. Maybe I'll do that. And that was one of my things is how much history am I going to share versus just going all in on product? Because I think people want to know about products.
Yeah.
Hey, Susan.
Love the chattiness.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Well, good. Well, thank you so much, Lori, for giving me your morning. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on the show. And I have to be better about lives on my other end. And I would love you to come on a live with me, Denali.
Well, if you're asking, the answer is yes.
Yay, I am asking. So we'll have to get something on the calendar. That would be really good.
Yeah, sounds good.
Having me. It's always nice talking with you. Yes, thank you, everyone who joined us this morning.
Yes, thank you to everyone. We appreciate it so much. And I hope everyone has some good sales today. I hope you collect on everyone else's stimulus checks.
List.
You haven't gotten yours. Yeah, and list because people are buying or relist. If you don't have items to list, relist.
Denali, okay. Keep on selling, keep on listing, and keep on
listing, keep on selling. That's the best we can do. So yeah. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. I'm going to hit end now. So we'll talk with you soon. Go check out Lori's American Girl video tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.